every election cycle, we hear the term suburban women voters and how we're an important demographic. Now, on the surface, it sounds like this demographic is based on geography. But if you're really paying attention, you realize geography has nothing to do with it at all. It's really about a set of characteristics that the political establishment uses to define a large segment of women voters. It has a lot to do with the way they believe we think and what motivates us to vote. So as informed women voters, let's understand who suburban women are and why, in the 21st century, we don't want to be one. The suburban woman is typically college educated, but she doesn't follow the path of the career-oriented urban woman. She follows a more traditional path. As a young woman, she works and then marries a professional man. When she chooses to have children, she'll probably be a stay-at-home mother for a while. If she returns to the workforce, she'll work in a traditionally female-dominated job to provide a secondary income. She has no intention of driving her career forward and challenging her husband's status as the primary breadwinner. So even though she believes in the equality of men and women, she still follows a traditional split in family responsibilities. In short, the suburban woman lives a modern version of a traditional life. The most important characteristic of the suburban woman is that she believes women are defined by their emotions, particularly their higher levels of compassion, empathy, and nurturing. This is what the political establishment latches onto and uses. Their messages to her focus around issues that are important to her home and family, issues that create an emotional reaction and reinforce her connection with her emotions. The establishment knows she wants a political leader who is sensitive to people's needs. She wants a leader who is driven by their values, empathy, and compassion to provide safety and security. She wants a leader who says, "I will take care of you because I care about you." The political establishment understands that the suburban woman actually endorses a modern form of patriarchal power, where she is empowered to choose who will be the best to take care of her and her family. And since she will leave all the complex political and social issues up to his greater wisdom, she wants a leader she respects and trusts. So the political establishment knows image, character, and personality are critical to winning her vote because the suburban woman is in search of her ideal man. This is why they will present her not with an ordinary man, but a true hero who protects and defends our highest ideals of liberty, justice, and equality for all. Okay, that's enough of that. Because the truth is, our idealized heroes don't really exist. Given enough time, history always proves that our heroes were all just normal men with flaws and weaknesses. This is why the suffragists fought for women's right to vote. They lived in a patriarchal society, and they lived with its consequences. They knew men used politics for personal gain and did little to improve the safety, health, and well-being of their community. They knew if they wanted to improve society, then the power of women's influence had to be enfranchised. Actually, the suffragists wanted more than women's right to vote. They wanted women involved in the policy making. And as they proved during the Great Depression, wherever human problems need to be solved, society needs the influence of women. This is why the suffragists would be upset with our idea of the suburban woman. It's very reminiscent of the old anti-suffrage messages that said, women don't want the responsibility of governing or policy making because our brains are already filled up with frivolous things. And even if women have the right to vote, we'll still just elect men because believing in our ideal man is what makes our suburban woman lifestyle possible. And we won't even think about how all that messaging affects our equality and ability to advance women. The suffragettes knew that as long as women identified with our emotions, men would dismiss us and subjugate us. This is why they fought for women's colleges, where women could get the same education as men. Not so we could become cultured and refined housewives, but so we could become active and engaged citizens. Even though the political establishment wants women to be emotional voters, we need to be intelligent and conscientious voters. We need to ask the hard questions and demand explanations of exactly how proposed policies will solve society's problems. And we need to challenge the overly simplified answers meant to appease us, because we know they just create a lot of negative consequences that will get ignored. As women, we need to voice our ideas, our proposals, and our solutions, because when we do, we empower the grassroots, which is essential to a democratic republic that serves the greater and common good. The suffragettes fought for more than our right to vote. They fought for our right to be engaged in society and government, because they knew that if we're going to improve the safety, health, and well-being of our communities, it requires feminine influence. So let me leave you with these words from the speech Carrie Chapman Catt delivered after women finally won the right to vote. The vote is the emblem of your equality, women of America, the guarantee of your liberty. That vote of yours has cost millions of dollars and the lives of thousands of women. Money to carry on this work has been given, usually as a sacrifice, and thousands of women have gone without things they wanted and could have had in order that they might help get the vote for you. Women have suffered agony of soul, which you can never comprehend, that you and your daughters might inherit political freedom. That vote has been costly. Prize it. The vote is a power, a weapon of offense and defense, a prayer. Understand what it means and what it can do for your country. Use it intelligently, conscientiously, prayerfully. No soldier in the great suffrage army has labored and suffered to get a place for you. Their motive has been the hope that women would aim higher than their own selfish ambitions, that they would serve the common good. The vote is won. 72 years the battle for this privilege has been waged, but human affairs with their eternal change move on without pause. Progress is calling to you to make no pause. Act. This is Dot Callahan, asking you to help me turn the woman in the room into the women in the room. Sign up for my newsletter, subscribe to my YouTube channel, or find the Woman in the Room on Facebook. It's up to you. Just keep watching and sharing my videos. To get advice from a woman who's been there, dealt with that, and knows what works.